Chosen One. They were unaware you were an assassin. When they paid these people to attack you, they sent them on a suicide mission. The fools who orchestrated your suffering thought they were targeting some defenseless soul, but what they actually did was hire mercenaries to assault a spiritual warrior whose very existence threatens their entire empire of darkness. The ringleader of this conspiracy sits in their position of perceived power, pulling strings from the shadows, convinced their wealth and influence make them untouchable. They've been funding attacks against you, spiritual, financial, emotional, sometimes even physical, through intermediaries who have no idea what they're really dealing with. The beautiful irony brewing beneath the surface is that while they've been orchestrating your downfall, they've simultaneously been constructing their own spiritual prison. Each attack they've funded has created karmic debt. Each lie they've told their hired help has multiplied their own deception quotient. Each moment they've spent plotting your destruction has been recorded in cosmic ledgers that calculate interest at rates that would make earthly loan sharks weep. Meanwhile, the hired practitioners they've been paying, the spiritual workers they've commissioned to send negative energy your way, the people they've manipulated into becoming weapons against you, these individuals are operating under a catastrophic misunderstanding of their situation. They believed they were attacking someone defenseless. They were told you were isolated, spiritually weak, without protection or power. What they weren't told is that when you attack a chosen one, you're not just fighting that individual, you're fighting their entire spiritual lineage, their ancestral protection, and the cosmic forces that specifically chose them for this lifetime's mission. These attackers have been experiencing strange phenomena that they can't quite explain. Their own spiritual protections have been failing. Their rituals have been backfiring. The negative energy they've been trying to send your way has been bouncing back and hitting them with compound interest. Some of them have been having dreams where ancient beings are warning them to stop what they're doing. Others have been experiencing physical symptoms that their doctors can't diagnose or treat. A few have been losing clients, money and reputation in ways that seem mysteriously connected to their work against you. The third force, your ancestral protection system, has been the wild card that nobody anticipated. When the attacks against you reached a critical threshold, something extraordinary activated in the spiritual realm. Your ancestors didn't just rally to your defense, they began actively intervening in ways that are reshaping the entire battlefield. They've been redirecting the negative energy sent your way back to its sources with surgical precision. They've been whispering warnings to some of your attackers, offering them chances to withdraw before the consequences become irreversible. Most importantly, they've been gathering evidence in the spiritual realm that will soon manifest in the physical world. But the universe has a sense of humor that borders on cosmic justice, and that humor is about to manifest in ways that will leave your enemies speechless. Every attack they've launched, every resource they've invested in trying to bring you down, every person they've paid to work against you, it's all been documented in the Akashic records of divine justice, and the bill is about to come due with interest that compounds beyond their comprehension. The hired practitioners they've been paying are about to discover they've been set up for the fall of their lives. They believed they were attacking someone defenseless, but instead they've been engaging in spiritual combat with someone who has backup they can't see, resources they can't comprehend, and protection they can't penetrate. The very fact that you've survived every attack so far should have been their first clue that they were dealing with something beyond their understanding. The beautiful irony of their situation is becoming clearer with each passing day. These attackers thought they were being clever by covering their tracks, hiding their faces, using technology and spiritual techniques to mask their involvement. They believed anonymity would protect them from consequences. What they failed to understand is that we live in an age where every digital footprint is traceable, every spiritual action creates an energetic signature, and the universe itself has become the ultimate surveillance system. Modern technology, which they thought would hide their crimes, is actually working in your favor. Every text message planning your downfall, every financial transaction funding your attacks, every digital communication coordinating their conspiracy. It's all there, waiting to be uncovered at exactly the right moment. But beyond the technological evidence, there's something far more powerful at work, the spiritual law that governs all existence, the principle that what you send out returns to you multiplied. The ringleader's carefully constructed network is starting to crack. One of their paid practitioners recently had a spiritual awakening during a meditation session and realized the magnitude of what they've been participating in. This practitioner is now secretly documenting everything they know about the conspiracy, creating a detailed record of who paid whom to do what. They're being guided by forces beyond their understanding to become the whistleblower who exposes the entire operation. Simultaneously, the ancestral forces protecting you have been working through the dream realm to communicate with others in your life. People who love you have been having vivid dreams about your situation, receiving guidance about how to support you during this time. Some have been inspired to take actions that will ultimately contribute to your victory, though they don't fully understand why they feel compelled to help in specific ways. The attacks you've been experiencing weren't random bad luck or personal failings on your part. They were systematic, coordinated efforts to drain your resources, break your spirit, and prevent you from stepping into your full power. Someone has been paying good money to ensure you stay small, stay struggling, stay unaware of your true capabilities. But their investment is about to backfire in spectacular fashion because they made one critical miscalculation. They assumed you would remain passive under assault. Instead, something extraordinary happened that they never saw coming. You fought back. Not necessarily in ways you consciously planned or understood at the time, but your spiritual DNA activated its defense protocols. Your ancestral lineage rallied to your protection. The universe itself began mobilizing resources on your behalf. Every time they hit you, you got back up. Every time they tried to knock you down, you found strength you didn't know you possessed. And with each successful defense, their attacks began turning back on themselves. But the fighting back wasn't just spiritual. In the physical realm, you've been making decisions and taking actions that have been systematically dismantling their power structure without you even realizing it. That job you took, that relationship you ended, that move you made, that boundary you set, each of these choices has been strategically repositioning you for victory, while simultaneously exposing your enemies to consequences they never saw coming. The person orchestrating this conspiracy is about to learn a lesson that will redefine their understanding of power dynamics in this universe. They thought they could hire others to do their dirty work, while keeping their own hands clean. They believed distance and intermediaries would protect them from karmic backlash. What they're about to discover is that when you attack a chosen one, the universe doesn't just note your involvement, it prepares a response specifically calibrated to your level of spiritual development and the magnitude of your crimes. Right now, as we speak, the hired help is beginning to realize they've been set up. The practitioners who took money to work against you are starting to understand that their own spiritual protections have been compromised. The people who were manipulated into becoming weapons against you are beginning to see how they've been used and discarded. And the beautiful thing about truth is that once it starts flowing, it becomes an unstoppable river that carries away all the lies and deceptions that came before it. The exposure phase of this cosmic drama is already beginning. Those carefully hidden connections between your attackers are starting to surface. The money trails that were supposed to remain buried are beginning to emerge. The spiritual contracts that were meant to stay secret are being brought into the light. And most importantly, the true identity of the person who's been funding this war against you is about to be revealed in ways that will shock even you. Your ancestral protection team has been working overtime to ensure that when the truth comes out, it comes out in a way that not only vindicates you, but also serves as a warning to anyone else who might consider targeting a chosen one in the future. They're coordinating with cosmic forces to make this revelation so undeniable, so spectacular, and so widely witnessed that it becomes legendary. They're about to discover that everything they thought they knew about spiritual warfare was wrong. They believed they could manipulate cosmic law through loopholes and technicalities. They assumed that hiring others to do their dirty work would insulate them from consequences. They were convinced that attacking someone they perceived as spiritually naive would be a quick and easy victory. What they failed to understand is that chosen ones don't fight alone. When someone attacks you, they're not just attacking an individual human being. They're attacking someone who's connected to source energy, protected by ancestral spirits, and backed by cosmic forces that have been preparing for this exact moment for lifetimes. Your spiritual protection isn't just personal, it's institutional, generational, and universal. Now we reach the climactic moment where all three forces collide in spectacular fashion. The ringleader's exposure happens simultaneously with the practitioner's confessions and your ancestral team's final intervention. On a single day that will be remembered by everyone involved, the entire conspiracy unravels in ways that seem miraculous to observers, but are actually the inevitable result of cosmic law asserting itself. The beautiful symmetry of what's coming will take your breath away. Every attack they launched against you is about to return to them with the exact energy they sent out, multiplied by the spiritual law that governs all existence. Every dollar they spent trying to destroy you will cost them exponentially more in the consequences they're about to face. Every person they manipulated into working against you will become a witness to their crimes when the truth finally comes to light. The practitioners who attacked you will face their own spiritual reckoning, but because some of them have chosen to come forward with the truth, their consequences will be tempered with opportunities for redemption and learning. The ringleader, however, who showed no remorse and no willingness to take responsibility, will face the full weight of cosmic justice with no mitigation. You don't have to do anything to make this justice manifest. You don't need to plot revenge or seek retribution. The universe itself has become your advocate, your protector, and your avenger. The very forces they tried to use against you have turned and are now working in your favor. The spiritual practitioners they hired are about to become the instruments of their own exposure. The technology they used to coordinate attacks will become the evidence of their conspiracy. The people who attacked you are waking up to the reality that they've been used as pawns in a game they never understood. They're beginning to realize that the person who paid them deliberately withheld crucial information about your true nature. They were sent on what amounts to a suicide mission, told to attack someone without being warned about the spiritual consequences of such an action. And now they're facing the full weight of cosmic justice, with no protection, no resources, and no understanding of how to defend themselves against what's coming. But the cosmic joke doesn't end there. The very person who orchestrated these attacks, who thought they were so clever in remaining hidden, is about to be exposed in the most public and humiliating way possible. Their carefully constructed reputation will crumble. Their network of influence will turn against them. Their resources will be redirected toward restitution for the harm they've caused, and their spiritual development will be set back by lifetimes as they're forced to experience every bit of pain they tried to inflict on you. The universe is preparing to reveal not just what they did, but why they did it, how they did it, and who helped them do it. Every secret meeting, every financial transaction, every spiritual contract they thought was hidden, it's all about to come pouring into the light with a force that will leave no room for denial or deflection. The truth will be so overwhelming, so undeniable, that even they will be forced to acknowledge the magnitude of their crimes. As we move toward resolution, watch how the themes that opened this revelation return, transformed by the journey we've taken together. The chaos that seemed random at the beginning is now revealed as part of a divine pattern. The attacks that appeared to come from nowhere are now understood as coordinated efforts that backfired spectacularly. The sense of being isolated and vulnerable has been replaced by the knowledge that you've been surrounded by protection all along. What's happening to you right now isn't just personal vindication, it's cosmic course correction. The universe is using your situation to demonstrate to all the other chosen ones who are watching that attacks against them will not be tolerated. Your victory becomes their encouragement. Your justice becomes their hope. Your protection becomes proof that none of them fight alone in this spiritual war that's raging across the planet. Now I want to take a moment to tell you about a few individuals that shouldn't exist. A trained occultist who escaped from a satanic coven, a former Black Ops drone pilot who flew swarms with his mind, a multi-millionaire psychic CFO who predicted market shifts before they happened. What do these remarkable individuals have in common? You'll find them all in the Obsidian Inner Order, where they share their forbidden knowledge on our private Discord server. My chosen soul has drunk deep from the well of knowledge aeon after aeon. In this incarnation, these extraordinary individuals became my allies in the Obsidian Inner Order. They recognized the call, they stepped forward, they connected with others who understand their unique gifts and burdens. What is stopping you from manifesting the same? The synchronicities that brought them here weren't accidents. Neither is your discovery of this message. When souls of this caliber gather, the Archons take notice. They fear our collective power. They know what happens when the truly awakened find each other. Join our weekly calls, hear their stories firsthand. Share your own journey with those who won't dismiss or doubt you. The knowledge exchanged in our private channels cannot be found anywhere else on this plane. Click the link in the description below now. The extraordinary souls await your arrival. The question isn't whether you belong among them. The question is, how much longer will you wait to claim your place? More than material restoration, something profound is awakening within you. The attacks you've endured have activated spiritual abilities you didn't know you possessed. The challenges you faced have strengthened your connection to source energy in ways that peaceful times never could. The isolation they tried to impose has driven you deeper into your own power, your own knowing, your own unshakable connection to divine truth. You're not the same person you were when these attacks began. The trials you've survived have forged you into something stronger, wiser, more spiritually sophisticated than you were before. The very people who tried to destroy you have inadvertently participated in your spiritual evolution, turning you into the exact kind of powerful being they were trying to prevent you from becoming. And now, as the tide turns completely in your favor, as justice begins to manifest in the physical realm, as your attackers face the consequences of their choices, you're stepping into a level of personal power and spiritual authority that will reshape everything around you. The mission you came here to accomplish is about to unfold in ways that will impact not just your own life, but the lives of countless others who are watching your journey and drawing strength from your victory. The chosen ones across the planet are awakening to their own power, partly because of what you've endured and overcome. Your refusal to break under pressure has become inspiration for others who are facing their own attacks. Your emergence from this trial victorious and empowered has become proof that the forces of light are stronger than any conspiracy of darkness, no matter how well funded or carefully planned. The ringleader who started all of this is about to learn that when you attack a chosen one, you don't just face personal consequences, you face the wrath of every spiritual force that's invested in the success of the divine plan for this planet. They thought they were playing a local game with personal stakes. What they actually did was declare war against the evolution of human consciousness itself. As this cosmic drama reaches its climax, as justice manifests in ways that will be talked about for generations, as your attackers face consequences that will redefine their understanding of spiritual law, remember this: none of what you've endured was meaningless. Every attack made you stronger. Every setback revealed hidden capabilities. Every moment of apparent defeat was actually setting up your ultimate victory. The shadows that moved against you in secret are about to be illuminated by a light so bright that hiding will become impossible. The conspiracy that seemed so powerful and well organized is about to collapse under the weight of its own spiritual crimes. The people who thought they could use others as weapons against you are about to discover that every weapon formed against a chosen one becomes an instrument of their own destruction. And you, beautiful soul, you who have walked through fire and emerged with gold in your hands, you who have faced the darkness and refused to let it dim your light, you who have been attacked precisely because of how powerful and threatening your mission is to the forces of stagnation and control, you are about to witness the most spectacular reversal of fortune this realm has seen in generations. The universe itself is about to demonstrate through your situation that chosen ones are indeed chosen, that divine protection is real, that spiritual law is absolute, and that justice, while sometimes delayed, is never denied. Your victory becomes testimony, your restoration becomes proof, your emergence into full power becomes the beginning of the new earth that all of creation has been waiting for. But the ripple effects of your vindication extend far beyond your immediate circumstances. Across the globe, other chosen ones who have been experiencing similar attacks are about to receive confirmation that their struggles weren't personal failings or bad luck. Your victory becomes a beacon that illuminates the path for countless others who have been fighting battles they didn't understand, defending against attacks they couldn't see, and maintaining faith despite overwhelming evidence that they were alone in their struggles. Your attackers are about to discover that their assault on you has awakened something far more powerful than they could have imagined. The very act of targeting a chosen one has triggered an acceleration in the spiritual evolution of the planet that will make their previous influence obsolete. They thought they were stopping one person from fulfilling their mission, but instead they've catalyzed a global awakening that will transform the consciousness of humanity itself. The ringleaders' network extends far beyond what was visible in your immediate situation. They've been part of a larger system that has been systematically targeting chosen ones across the planet, attempting to prevent the spiritual awakening that threatens their control structures. But their overconfidence in their methods has become their downfall. By attacking multiple chosen ones simultaneously, they've created a pattern so obvious that even those who don't believe in spiritual warfare can see the connections. The practitioners they hired to work against you have been comparing notes with others in their field, and what they're discovering is sending shockwaves through communities they thought were separate and unconnected. The same payment structures, the same lies about targets, the same promises of protection that turned out to be worthless. All of it points to a coordinated effort that spans continents and involves resources far beyond what any individual could command. The ancestral forces that rallied to your protection have been in communication with ancestral forces protecting other chosen ones around the world. What started as individual protection has evolved into a coordinated counter-offensive that operates across dimensions and transcends the limitations of space and time. Your ancestors aren't just working to protect you, they're working to protect the entire mission that all chosen ones came here to fulfill. The spiritual awakening that your attackers were trying to prevent is now happening at an accelerated rate, precisely because of their interference. Every attack they launched created a spiritual opening that allowed more light to enter the planet. Every chosen one they targeted became a conduit for cosmic energy that raised the vibration of everyone around them. Every resource they invested in darkness became fuel for the light that is now illuminating corners of existence they thought would remain forever hidden. The revelations about your situation are creating a domino effect that will expose similar conspiracies around the world. The evidence that surfaces about your attackers will lead investigators to discover networks they never knew existed. The testimonies of the practitioners who worked against you will corroborate the experiences of chosen ones who thought they were isolated in their struggles. The cosmic justice that manifests in your case will set precedents that protect future generations of lightworkers from similar attacks. The trials you've endured have activated dormant DNA sequences that connect you to abilities your ancestors possessed, but that have been suppressed for generations. The spiritual technologies they tried to use against you have actually served to unlock your own spiritual technologies that are far more advanced than anything they could access. The isolation they imposed has forced you to develop direct communication with source energy that bypasses all the corrupted channels they thought they controlled. Your emergence from this ordeal isn't just personal victory, it's the emergence of a new type of human being, one who combines ancient wisdom with modern awareness, spiritual power with practical intelligence, cosmic consciousness with grounded action. The chosen ones around the world, who are witnessing your transformation, are being inspired to access their own hidden capabilities, creating a rapid evolution in human potential that will make the old systems of control completely obsolete. The cosmic forces that have been protecting you are now moving into a new phase of operation, where before they were defensive, responding to attacks and neutralizing threats, they're now becoming proactive, actively dismantling the systems that allowed such attacks to occur in the first place. The spiritual realm is conducting its own investigation, gathering evidence not just of what was done to you, but of the entire infrastructure that made such attacks possible. The technology that your attackers relied on for secrecy is becoming the very instrument of their exposure. Every encrypted message is being decoded, every hidden transaction is being traced, every secret meeting is being revealed. But more than technological exposure, there's a spiritual exposure happening that transcends anything the physical world could accomplish. The universe itself is conducting an audit of consciousness, and those who have chosen to serve darkness are finding their spiritual bank accounts overdrawn. The practitioners who attacked you are experiencing their own accelerated awakening as a result of the karmic backlash they're facing. Some of them are discovering spiritual abilities they never knew they had, but these abilities are now turned toward healing and service rather than harm and manipulation. They're becoming bridges between the old world of spiritual manipulation and the new world of spiritual integrity, helping to heal the very damage they participated in creating. Your victory is inspiring a new generation of spiritual warriors who understand that the battle between light and dark isn't fought with weapons or manipulation, but with integrity, authenticity, and unwavering connection to divine truth. The chosen ones who are awakening to their power because of your example are developing new methods of spiritual protection that don't rely on hiding or defending, but on shining so brightly that darkness cannot approach. The restoration that's coming to you extends beyond personal recompense to global transformation. The resources that are being returned to you will fund projects that benefit not just your own life, but the awakening of consciousness across the planet. The opportunities that are opening for you will create pathways for other chosen ones to step into their own power more easily. The relationships that are being healed in your life will model new forms of connection based on spiritual recognition rather than ego compatibility. Everything that was taken is being restored. Everyone who attacked is facing consequences. Every lie that was told is being exposed. Every hidden thing is coming to light. And the beautiful truth that emerges from it all is this: you never fought alone, you were never truly in danger, and the forces that move mountains have been working in your favor from the very beginning. The assassination attempt failed because they sent ordinary weapons against an extraordinary target. The conspiracy crumbles because darkness cannot ultimately overcome light. The justice manifests because the universe always balances its books. And you, chosen one, you stand victorious not because you were perfect, but because you were protected, not because you were the strongest, but because you were supported by powers they never saw coming. Welcome to your vindication. Welcome to your restoration. Welcome to the revelation of just how loved, how protected, and how powerfully chosen you really are. The chaos that began this journey has transformed into cosmic order. The attacks that seemed overwhelming have become the foundation of your triumph, and the isolation you felt has given way to the understanding that you are part of something far greater than any force that could ever stand against you.